Alright, today I'm tearing off this piece of wood here on the end that's holding up the gutter. It's pretty rotten in certain spots. Bunch of holes in it, so it needs to be replaced. And the roof's got some leaky spots to it that the plywood needs to be replaced. Also, this roof, it's got some holes in it at the end where the shingles. It's got a lot of damage to it, so I'm just gonna replace the whole thing. But first I gotta remove all these nails, take this wood off here and replace that. All right, started taking off the roofing, just a few shingles from the end. You can see the plywood, it's pretty bad. There's ants in here, ant eggs. All this just needs to be replaced. And it's not all the way through, it's just kind of on the edge where the leak was. Look right here. So just a little section here, but I gotta go a little bit farther up to see how bad it is, how far bad. And this little section at the end too, that looks like it needs to be replaced. I think they used a 1/2 inch. All right, there's another soft hole in the plywood right there. I'm just going through it. Bunch right there, hole there. All right, a couple hours later, got almost all of it off. Still got the tar paper up there, a bunch of nails, but tomorrow I'll finish that off. Fix this plywood and then I'll lay down some more tar paper and then roof it. But I gotta get the material still. All right, so I got one piece of ply replaced, and the one piece I took out was still somewhat good, so I just slivered on a couple other pieces that were bad with that piece that was still good. Cut out a little section. All right, now I'm working on the roof using a steak gray this time. They were out of quarry gray. It's by Owens Corners, yeah, Duration. So I wanted to talk a little bit about getting your nails right. I'm doing 5 nails on this because it's kind of a low slope. You can do 4, but I'm doing 5. So when you're putting on your shingles, where this seam is, you don't want any nails within, within about your knife. Okay, this is already stuck down because it's hot, but my nail is way over here, which is a knife width away. Okay, so there's no nail here, it's over here. And then you can see right here, I got another knife width away here. So if you see my first nail's here in the shingle, because the shingle starts here, okay, and my second nail is there, and that's probably a good 14 inches away, 15 inches, almost 16, okay? So when you're nailing up 5 nails, you want to hit the first nail at the end, skip over 15, 16 inches, and then you could put your last 4, and one always at the end, and I put 3 in between there, so it's 5 nail. And what you could do if you don't know what you're gonna do for your stagger, just put one on both ends. Just go one here and one here, leave these open. So when you put your next piece on, so if I'm putting on this next piece, okay, because you could do 7 inches to 10 inches on these first pieces, because you do it should be about 10, 20, 30, 40, because the shingle is about 40 inches, 39. So again, but you don't see it now. If I put a nail here, it would be wrong. See, I ain't got no nail there, so now I know I could put this here and I could nail way over here. Same thing right here, okay? But again, that's gonna be about 16 inches away. So almost all the time you're gonna have about 16 inches away on the first one, unless you have some funky cut. This is a little bit shorter than I like. It's only about 7 1/4, but I could still use it. I just got to make sure that it doesn't land on the nail. And it's not just the first one you got to look at. Once you put this one down, you got to look at your next one, where the next one's going to land. And this is very important for roofing, and a lot of people don't realize. They think they could just nail it down however they want, and they think putting more is better. So the next shingle will go here. So remember, 16 inches away, then I'm fine on my seam, and the next seam is here. So again, we're good right here, and then your nail will be another 16. So as long as you do around 15 to 16 inches away from your first nail, you should be good on this shingles, unless you have some weird kind of funky cut that you shouldn't have cut, like if it's too long or something on your stagger. All right, so we're gonna do this one here. I'll show you guys. So you can see there's no nail right here. So this goes on. Line it up. I'm gonna do this one-handed. So on your first few rows, if you're first getting into this, I haven't roofed in a while, do your ends, and you can just stop there. And then when you put your next one, you could see if it's lining, if it's okay, you know, if you're not on that nail. So I'll bring up the next one. Okay, here's the next one, and you can see I haven't nailed this one yet. This one's got no nails, okay? And when I line this up, I know, okay, my seam's here, so I got same thing. So you know you can't have a nail here, so you don't want a nail here, so you go a little bit farther away. And then here, it doesn't matter, put them wherever you want, space them out. And you can see I can't really lift this one up, it's already tarred down, but there's no nail there. So, and why am I doing that? Because if it leaks in here on the seam and the water goes in, you don't want a nail under it, because that will leak, or it could leak. Might not be a big leak, but it'll eventually, downpours enough, and you got enough of those, you'll have a leaky roof. So we know 16 inches, so if I come over here, I should be good for the next shingle. Okay, I won't do it though, I'm just gonna show you. Last one, so right here, same thing. So this one's cutting a little close, but it should be okay. But you don't want it any closer than about the knife, and that's almost the knife. I think this one I wasn't paying attention. It was late last night when I stopped, but it should be okay. So if the rain gets in here, it'll kind of go like that, about the hand. But you want it a little bit farther than that. And then this one, I haven't nailed it, so I know we're good on this one, okay? Again, now this one in, a little bit farther back, space them out. But yeah, until you can figure out the pattern, just put a nail on both ends, and then you'll know when you put the next one on where your nails can go. All right, here I got a new fascia board running down. I gotta get another piece though, because I ran out, but I got a new drop edge on this edge. So it looks pretty good. All right, got this roof finished up. Okay, pretty simple roof. It just goes up, there's no valleys or anything. Just right here, you got the metal flashing. What I did is I took some fleece and some silicone, went over that flashing edge that meets the roof, and that silicone will seal it, so if rain comes down, it'll never back in. If it snows, it won't back in because it's all sealed up. I did that all the way across. Okay, and up under there. So job's done. Looks great. Material for the shingles and everything, and the underlayment was about 900 bucks at RP Lumber. The plywood I had to put on, so probably about $1,000 for everything. If you don't like the look of that, you could always put a strip of, glue down a strip of asphalt. I have leftovers, but it doesn't bother me. It's far enough back that you don't even see it. But that's it for this video. That's my lean-to roof replaced, and some plywood, and I just got some more fascia. I'll finish up the fascia as well.